As you hear these words, you might begin to notice something shifting inside of you, almost without effort. It's like how things shift when you notice the breeze moving the leaves outside, or when you catch yourself thinking, even though you aren't planning to. The simple decision to engage now may, at first, seem like a choice, but as you begin to listen, something inside you understands that it's natural, effortless, and perhaps you've noticed. Sometimes it's not about forcing things, but about letting things unfold. You've probably experienced moments when conversations just flow, like a river gently following its path, with ease and grace. And what if you could allow this to happen more often? What if, without thinking, conversations could be as natural as breathing? You see, there's something about the ease in which things unfold, like a conversation picking up. And when it does, it feels almost like you're simply observing it, watching it happen. Isn't it interesting how things can just flow when you least expect them? When you choose to engage, you may start to notice how natural it feels, as if it's always been a part of your rhythm. You may realize there's something in you, something deep inside, that already knows how to be in tune with others. And as you continue to engage, even more effortlessly, it becomes almost second nature. There's no pressure, no strain, just a fluid, easy sense of connection. It's like when you breathe. You don't have to think about it. You just engage naturally. The mind often works in mysterious ways, doesn't it? When you let go of the need to control every little moment, there's a subtle shift, a release. And in that release, something incredible happens. The process of connecting becomes simpler, more natural. As you begin to notice, you don't need to force anything. Something inside you, it might start to remember how things can just come together effortlessly. And you might find yourself amazed at how easy it is to engage in conversations and small talk, effortlessly, simply because you allow it. It's curious, isn't it, how some moments seem to unfold with such precision and ease, and yet, all the while, you are in complete control. You may have noticed this yourself, how you can shift your attention, move your focus, and decide how to respond almost automatically. As you begin to pay attention to this, you realize this is a natural way of things. That sense of control, not in a forceful way, but in a relaxed and content way, it's always available to you. And the more you realize this, the more you find yourself naturally able to engage at just the right moment. Imagine for a moment how each experience of engagement, each moment of connection, it adds something valuable to you. It's as though every conversation is like a building block, one after another, strengthening your confidence without you needing to do anything consciously. You might even notice that with each new experience, you naturally become more comfortable, more confident, and more at ease. This building of confidence, it's subtle and seamless, and with every interaction, you move closer to a state where engaging is not only natural, but an effortless extension of who you are. And now, as you hear these words, you may notice that the decision to engage has become clearer, easier, and more present. There's a subtle understanding within you, an awareness that, at any moment, you can choose to engage. And as you do, something inside you relaxes, knowing it's your choice, and that choice, it's always available. You might even smile to yourself as you realize how simple it is to step into this choice, and how each time you do, it becomes easier and easier. So as you continue through this process, and as your mind begins to naturally accept these subtle shifts, you may find your interactions and engagements become effortless, free-flowing, and full of ease. And all along, you'll be in complete control of your experience, remembering that each choice to engage is simply a choice to be yourself, and to allow everything to unfold with ease. It's almost like there's a quiet understanding, a feeling that arises within, and knowing that when the moment is right, It's simply natural to engage. Sometimes you might notice how, without planning, the right words, they just seem to come to you. And the interesting thing is, as you realize this more, you also begin to feel more comfortable with it. There's no rush, no hurry, just a calm, settled knowing that the choice to engage is always available to you. And as you begin to allow this understanding to settle in, you might feel a gentle sense of confidence building deep within you, almost like the earth supports a seed as it grows without effort. It's curious how, when you allow yourself to simply be, words begin to come more naturally. You may notice that, without consciously thinking about it, small talk becomes as easy as breathing in and out. It's as though you're beginning to recognize that conversation can flow effortlessly, like a river moving along its natural course, always knowing where to go. And the more you allow yourself to experience this ease, the more you begin to recognize there's nothing to force, nothing to struggle with. The words come, the rhythms flow, and you can enjoy each moment of it easily and naturally. And maybe as you reflect on this, you realize when you trust the flow of the conversation, something inside you relaxes, almost as if the conversation itself knows exactly what to say. And you know that the ease is always there, waiting to unfold with every word, with every moment. It's fascinating how sometimes the most natural things require no effort at all. And as you consider how effortless engagement can be, it's almost as if the very idea of engaging becomes a natural part of you. Imagine just for a moment that every time you engage, it feels as natural as stepping into a room that's always been yours. There's a familiarity to it, a comfort. And as you relax into that space, you feel more at ease, more in tune with the moment. And the more you relax into engagement, the more you find it flows without a second thought. You might notice how, when you engage, it's not something you do consciously. It's something that happens effortlessly, almost like you're walking. You don't think about each step. You just walk. And so it is with your ability to engage. It's strange, isn't it? How often the more we try to control something, the harder it becomes. And yet, when you allow things to unfold naturally, it's almost as if the world itself moves in harmony with you. You may begin to notice how letting go can allow things to come together more perfectly than you ever expected. There's a shift that happens, almost like an invisible force that aligns everything with little or no effort from you. And as you feel this subtle shift, you might start to realize that engagement too happens naturally, without force, without pressure. It happens because you allow it, because you trust the process. And each time you engage, you might find yourself more at ease, more at peace, knowing there's no need to rush or force anything. And of course, it's important to remember that you've always had the power to choose, at any moment, to engage. It's as though that power was already within you, waiting for the perfect moment to arise. You don't have to look for it. It's always there, quietly available. And the more you allow yourself to recognize this, the more you begin to notice how you effortlessly choose to engage, almost without conscious thought. Imagine, if you will, that in every moment you are in complete control of your engagement. It's like being in the driver's seat, effortlessly steering your way. And as you feel this control, it's almost as if it becomes easier and easier to be aware of when you choose to step forward, to engage. And with that choice comes a deep sense of satisfaction and ease, because you know that your control is subtle, effective, and always within your reach. You've probably noticed, perhaps, without even realizing, how every experience in your life, every interaction, it's helped shape you into the person you are today. And in each of these moments, there was something gained, something added to your sense of confidence. It's almost like every conversation you have, no matter how small, adds another layer to your growing sense of assurance. With each moment of engagement confidence quietly builds. And with it comes the realization that it's easier now than ever before to connect and share. It's almost like a muscle that strengthens with every use. The more you engage, the stronger your confidence becomes. And it grows in such a way, it feels as though you don't have to try. It happens naturally, almost as if your confidence is simply a part of who you are, quietly expanding each time you engage, each time you connect. And of course, the beauty of it all is that engagement is always a choice. It's yours to make. And even as you reflect on that, you may find that in each moment, the choice becomes clearer. It's like the space around you opens up, and you realize you don't have to wait for the right time, because the right time is always now. And so, each time you choose to engage, you may notice the decision is easier, more natural, and almost effortless. The idea of choosing to engage becomes less of a decision and more of a natural state of being, something that happens as part of who you are in every interaction. And as you continue to notice how simple it is to choose, you may find yourself smiling, knowing that in this moment you've all the power to engage whenever you wish. As you allow these words to settle within you, you may find that over time everything becomes simpler, easier and more natural. The process of engaging is not something you need to think about. It simply happens effortlessly each time. And every experience builds on the last, adding confidence, ease and a deep, lasting understanding that you can choose to engage freely and fully whenever the moment calls. And perhaps as you continue through each day, you'll notice these changes. And the more you experience them, the more natural and easy they feel. Because in truth, this is your way, your natural state, and you can always come back to it whenever you wish. So as you continue to hear these words, you may begin to notice how simply choosing becomes an effortless act. It's almost like the moment that you decide to engage, the whole world subtly shifts in alignment with your choice. As you realize this, you might start to feel a quiet sense of certainty, because deep down, you already know at any given moment the choice is always there, just waiting for you. It's not something you need to force, but something that happens naturally, like the first breath you take when you wake up in the morning, or the natural rhythm of your heartbeat. And with each passing moment, it becomes clearer and clearer. Choosing to engage is not just a possibility, it's your natural state. You can allow yourself to feel how simple it really is to make that choice, noticing how everything else just falls into place when you do. It's curious how when you let go of expectations, conversations have a way of flowing all on their own. Just like the way water flows over smooth stones, moving without resistance. Conversations can unfold with ease. And as you reflect on this, you might begin to notice how simple and effortless it can be to engage in small talk, because the words are already there waiting for you. Perhaps you've already noticed, the more you relax and trust the process, the more naturally things seem to fall into place. It's as if your mind knows exactly how to respond, like a well-tuned instrument, effortlessly playing its part in the rhythm of the conversation. And with each interaction, you become more aware of how fluid, how natural, and how easy it is to engage in small talk and meaningful conversations without any need for preparation. The fascinating thing is, when you allow engagement to simply happen, you begin to realize it's a deeply natural process, much like the way the sun rises without any effort. Engagement flows from you without thought or strain. You can begin to notice, without even trying, how engagement feels effortless. It's like knowing exactly how to tie your shoes without looking, or how to instinctively breathe in and out. It happens naturally, and it feels just as natural as anything else that you do. And when you reflect on how effortless this is, you might find every time you engage, it becomes even easier. It's as if you're becoming more in tune with this natural process. There's a lightness to it now, a feeling of ease, and the more you engage, the more effortless it becomes. Sometimes the most powerful shifts happen when you stop trying so hard, don't they? When you let go of the need to force things, you create space for them to unfold naturally. You might notice how, as you release the need to control, everything becomes smoother, more fluid, like letting go of a tight grip, and suddenly feeling the freedom in your hands. And when you think about engagement, you can sense how, when you stop forcing, it naturally becomes more aligned, more harmonious. You may notice how, without even thinking, you begin to allow things to unfold at their own pace. And in so doing, you free yourself from the pressure, and instead you relax into the natural flow of engagement. It becomes a simple, effortless act. It's interesting, isn't it? How control can be such a subtle thing. You might find when you feel completely at ease, that is when you have the most control, because your control comes from a deep sense of trust and relaxation. It's like the way a conductor effortlessly guides an orchestra, each movement intentional, yet calm and natural. And as you reflect on this, you may realize, every time you engage, you're not forcing yourself, but you're guiding the experience with ease. You have the ability to choose how much or how little you engage, and that decision is always in your hands. And as you allow yourself to relax into this control, you find it becomes even more effortless, more fluid, as though you're in perfect harmony with this moment. Isn't it fascinating how, with every new experience, you grow and evolve without even thinking about it? Each conversation, each moment of engagement, it's like a seed that's planted, and over time, that seed blossoms into a deeper, stronger sense of confidence. You might begin to notice how these experiences, they add layers to your sense of self-assurance, each layer building on the one before it. And the more you engage, the more natural it feels, as if your confidence grows with every interaction, expanding in ways that are almost effortless. You might begin to notice how, with each engagement, the next one feels even easier, more natural, and you find yourself stepping into it with even greater confidence. It's as though confidence is built into the very fabric of each experience, and the more you engage, the stronger it becomes. Isn't it true? You're always in control of your choices, no matter what. And when it comes to engaging, you realize that choosing to step into the moment, it's something that you can do effortlessly. It's like deciding to take a step forward. Once you choose, everything else follows. There's no need to overthink it, because the choice to engage is already yours, quietly available when you choose. And the more you realize this, the more you begin to feel empowered by the simplicity of it. It becomes a subtle, natural choice, like choosing to smile or choosing to breathe. And each time you choose, it feels easier. And with each choice, the moment of engagement feels more natural, more effortless. You begin to trust every choice that you make leads to a more comfortable, more natural state of engagement. As these ideas continue to settle into your awareness, you may notice how natural they feel. It's as if you've always known these truths, and now they're simply coming into clear focus. You can trust that your unconscious mind is aligning with these beliefs, reinforcing them with each passing moment. The more you notice how easily engagement flows, the more these beliefs, they'll become a seamless part of your experience without any effort at all. Every interaction, every conversation, it's another opportunity for these beliefs to deepen and expand. And with each opportunity, you become even more comfortable, more confident, and more at ease in your ability to choose, engage, and allow things to unfold naturally. The beauty of it is, as you continue, these beliefs, they'll become more and more second nature, guiding you with effortless confidence in every moment, with every choice to engage.